Hi Taurus, Sun, Moon, and Ascendant. This is Dane, and I'm going to be doing your Venus retrograde reading, which begins on March 1st, 2025, and lasts for 6 weeks. Now, I ask if this reading resonates with you. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It helps me out tremendously, so thank you so very much for doing so. And if you are interested in a private reading, a private personalized meditation, a healing, or a gift card, check out my website, daneharttarot.com. It's located in the description box below. Now, before we begin this reading, let us clear the energy space, raising our own energy vibration and releasing any negativity. This cleanse and meditation will be accompanied by a loud sound. If you are sound sensitive, this is the time to mute the reading so you can have the healing energy wash over you, but you won't have to hear the singing bowl. Unmute when you see me pick up the singing bowl. Okay, now let's take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. Releasing all negativity from the body like storm clouds, letting yourself feel calm, centered, and at peace as we enter into this safe and loving space. All right, Taurus. So let's see what the tarot has to say. Now, a Venus retrograde is very important for us because we are ruled by Venus. So just keeping that in mind as we see what the tarot brings forward, angels and spirit guides show me clearly. The Two of Pentacles, yeah, the Tower, okay. Guide this reading, that's exactly the energy I was picking up on. And show me clearly, angels and spirit guides. The Seven of Pentacles, the Hangman, the Four of Pentacles, angels and spirit guides. Oh, the Nine of Cups, oh, I love that. Angels and spirit guides. Show me clearly. The Moon, angels and spirit guides. Oh, goodness. Okay, so the Queen of Swords, the Six of Cups, the Eight of Swords, angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. The World, angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Oh, the Sun. Should we do one more? We should. Okay. Angels and spirit guides. Oh, and the High Priestess. Oh, okay. I love that you begin with the Tower. I mean, I know you're going to be like, Dane, the Tower. You love that. Yes, yes. But you end, you second to the last is the Sun and the High Priestess. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Okay. So let's talk about a Venus retrograde for a moment. Now, this Venus retrograde is in Aries. It begins in Aries. And again, it lasts for 6 weeks. And this brings out existing issues in our relationships. Now, this can bring out the existing issues in our romantic relationships, our personal relationship, our work relationships, our, any relationship that we have, we can see the issues coming forward, frustrations coming forward. And because it begins in Aries, we can be a bit snippy, kind of want to fight. We kind of want a good fight. So just being aware of that when we embrace this energy, because everybody's going to come to it with in the same way. We just want a good fight. And we don't need a good fight. So just being aware of this is going to be super important because we're going to sit there and think, oh, they just wanted to fight. Yeah, they did. They did just want to fight. So just being aware of that and kind of calling that out right away and not engaging is going to be super, super important for us because people can annoy us during this time. People are going to feel it. Everybody's going to feel it. So just being aware of this. Now, what's also really interesting about a Venus retrograde, and it's more potent for us, again, because we're ruled by Venus, okay? Taurus and Libras ruled by Venus. So that energy comes out really, really strongly, especially if you have Taurus and Libra in your chart. I mean, you get kind of like a 1-2 during this time. Old flames can come out, come out of the woodwork, come out of like, nowhere. All of a sudden, old relationships, people call you out of the blue. Just be prepared for that during this time. Because what we're going to see is that a Venus retrograde is about finding closure in our lives. It's also, certain, like a friend could tell you, oh, didn't you know XYZ about this person? Like, didn't you know this? Oh, I didn't know this was a secret, that they were keeping from you. And you sit there and you're like, oh my gosh, it changes the whole way I feel about them. It changes all this energy I was carrying for them is able to be released, or is able to be let go. So that's going to be a really, really interesting part of a Venus retrograde. And that is going to be a really powerful thing for us, that it helps us to heal. Now, we can also find that during a Venus retrograde, we have a bit of a dry spell when it comes to love. Why? Well, we're balancing a lot, right? We have the Two of Pentacles, we're balancing a lot, we're looking at things from different angles, but we're going through a tower time. And a tower time is intense. Now, a tower time can be, certain people can embrace a tower time by saying, I want somebody to save me from this. I want somebody to take the reins of all this chaos that's going on. And that's, completely legit. People do that all the time. But Taurus, we're going to be looking at things and we're going to say, you know what, I'm going through this intense time. I need to see things differently for me. I need to be patient, and I need to start, not thinking that I'm the problem, right? Not thinking that, this is all my fault and I have to fix it. Because that's what we're putting on ourselves. We're carrying two things. We're trying to juggle. We're trying to do everything. And the Hangman is looking at things differently. But it is, the energy that I'm getting right now is like, I'm wrong. I've done something wrong. And it comes from the Four of Pentacles. It comes from this vampiric energy that we have weighing us down, trying to have us doubt ourselves, hold doubt, hold fear, hold anger, hold upset. That is draining our energy. This is vampiric energy. Now, this is most likely this is from a past relationship. Not most likely, it is from a past relationship. And it can be from a myriad of past relationships, because you can see that they'll follow a pattern, like the certain way that you'll be treated or the certain way that people will talk to you or something like that. It reiterates itself. It amplifies the way that we're being pulled down. So with the Four of Pentacles, during this time, we have a tower time during Venus retrograde. We have a time where we look at things and we say, you know what, I'm done. I'm done with this. The tower has fallen down. And for a lot of us, it fell down a while ago. For others, where it's just falling down now, it is not my job to try and stop the bricks from falling down, right? To try and catch everything and make everything right again. It's like, let it fall. Let it fall. It's somebody else ruined it. Let it fall. And even if we had to ruin it, I have to let it fall. That's going to be very important for us. And it brings us to this way of looking at things differently, but being patient with ourselves. We're going to want to bounce back really quickly. All right. And we can find that we will jump into a rebound relationship super quickly. We can also find that during a Venus retrograde, we can overspend because we're making ourselves feel good. So just be mindful about that, because a little bit of indulgence is fine. A lot of bit of indulgence can get us in trouble. So just being aware of this. Now, this is a great time to say, what do you want? And here with the Nine of Cups, this is sending out a little wish into the world. It's kind of like sending out a little bird to fly into the dawn. And for that bird coming back with like a ribbon or something like that, I just see like this little wish being brought out and spirit saying to you, I'm here with you. I see you. And so it's like this little bird flying and then bringing you a gift. And so there's something very small that's going to come forward during this Venus retrograde that's letting you know that spirit hears you. That's letting you know that you're not in this alone. And that's going to make you feel like a million bazillion times better. You feel empowered, you feel grounded, you feel like you got this. And that's going to be really, really beneficial for you during this time. All right. Now, also, we can find that when things fall apart, and we can have something fall apart, the tower time come. It can be a breakup, And with a Venus retrograde, the breakup isn't always permanent. The breakup is like, we need to see that we're going to be on the same page. We need to really know what it is that we want and how it is that we want to move forward. And that brings us to the moon. We're we're bringing out of the shadows what needs to be brought out of the shadows. This is also very strong Pisces energy, February 19th to March 20th. So with the moon coming forward, there is this real sense of insight. There's this real sense of looking at the mystery of things, the quiet, the deeper understanding. We need the quiet. We love to fill our world with noise. So it is going to be so important for us during this Venus retrograde to embrace quiet at times, to embrace standing in our strength and standing in our voice. And that's why the Queen of Swords comes up. This is also air sign energy, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. So if you're born on the cusp with Gemini, if you have air sign energy in your chart, this comes through very powerfully. But this is a time where you're cutting through negativities and you're embracing your voice. And there's that thought like, oh, what if people, misconstrued how I am, saying this, how I am going after this. And this is going to be a time for us where it's like, no, I need to embrace the power of my voice and my words. You're going to be very attracted to people during this time that help you embrace your voice, but also hold sacred space to listen. Now, this does not mean that we start talking to everybody, because there will be people who use our ability for deep connection during this time against us. So do be mindful about this. But with the Queen of Swords energy coming forward, we are seeing ourselves embrace our voice and embrace our power. With the Six of Cups, we are going to see that our childhood comes forward. Okay, things from our past are coming forward quite powerfully, and we've actually been stuck in the web of our past for way too long, Taurus. And this is going to be a time where we say enough is enough. We stop overthinking, we stop overanalyzing, we stop saying, I could have done something better. You couldn't have, because it's done. We can coulda, shoulda, woulda ourselves up and down the Mississippi. It's not going to change the past. And so stepping in power of our voice, stepping in power of our mind, a queen does not second guess herself. Maybe she does late at night, type of thing. But a queen moves forward in strength, in power, and in connection. And that is what we need to do for ourselves right now. We need to connect with what it is that we want, the bigger vision of how we want to move forward, and we need to go for it. And it brings us to the world opening. We need to be very mindful not to get in our own mind, not to overthink, not to overanalyze, not to say, oh, you know what? This person from my past is coming. I should absolutely give them another chance. They just broke my heart before, but it's okay. It's okay. I forgive them. They were the ones I was supposed to love. Why? Why do we feel like we are supposed to love the ones that hurt us? There's going to be something here with that energy coming forward. And it's like, no. The goal during, the goal during this Venus retrograde is to open up our world to what we love, to open up our world to love, and to move ourselves forward empowered. With the sun, we need to let the sun shine. The sun is the happiest card in the whole entire deck. So here, it is like we've gone through such intensity, and we're coming out the other side with beauty and radiance and power and an exquisiteness to ourselves that lets us shine. The High Priestess, we're lifting the veil from our eyes. We're seeing things with more understanding, with more love, with more compassion for us, not just for everybody else. A lot of times, Taurus, we can be seen as being very bullheaded, very, stubborn, gotta get this done, very, focused on the here and the now and only that. People don't see the sensitivity. They also don't see what we take on to try and keep everything calm and try to keep everything powerfully moving forward. This is going to be a time where we look at things with insight and with love, that we see what it is that we want for ourselves and what it is that we need to let go in order for our hearts to shine. And the High Priestess comes forward, and it's also embracing a deeper sense of knowledge, a deeper sense of healing and of understanding. And it's listening. During a Venus retrograde, Spirit will tell us, will show us our hearts and what we deeply love and what we deeply want. And with the moon coming forward and the High Priestess coming forward, it is in the quiet moments that we will hear it. And that will be revolutionary. It moves us to our spirit message. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels. This is the Loon, and it says pay attention. Pay attention to your dream time. Messages of guidance are drifting in. You are going to be getting so many answers while you're drifting off to sleep, while you're dreaming, while you're daydreaming. Spirit is going to be talking to you, giving you imageries that you're like, oh my gosh, I even forgot about that. That's exactly the right thing, and things are going to come together in ways that are important to you. Other people might not get it, and that's fine, but this is going to be very important for you. And it moves you then to your chakra energy. And when the messages come in, and it can be solving a little tiny problem, right, that nobody else would care about, but it's important to you, and it lets you know, it's like, hey, that wish is being granted, right? Spirit is right here with me, walking with me. That insight guided me. I'm not giving up on myself. With the Venus in retrograde, right? With Venus in retrograde, we can feel like love abandons us. We can. We've been through a tower time. It's been hard. It's been overwhelming. We have a tendency to overthink, overanalyze everything, and to mistrust our voice. What am I going to say wrong? Oh my gosh, they're going to take it that way. Oh my gosh, they're going to do this. Oh my gosh, I'm making a fool out of myself. No. This is a time to embrace the power of your voice and the beauty of yourself, and to let you shine. Because what a Venus retrograde does is it releases the baggage that we hold in our hearts. And that makes us feel like I'm unworthy of love. And a Venus retrograde says, but love is a part of you, and you absolutely deserve it. So let's see what our chakra energy is. Let's see here, angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels. This is soul's healing. This is the soul star chakra located 6 inches above our crown. And we are going to see that we are healing, that we are empowered, that love is gracing us and moving us forward. So again, soul star chakra located 6 inches above our crown. It is connecting with healing energy. It is seeing ourselves bathed in golden light and connecting with that love and with that guidance. Our energy to be mindful of, angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading. Is the 2 of Swords. And the 2 of Swords is the fact that we can be so black and white, right? White page, black print, that's it, right? It stick figures instead of shaded drawings, because it all has to be just so blunt. So here with the 2 of Swords, we can be too literal. And that is something, Taurus, that we just have a problem with. Like, that's one of the things. A hurdle for a Taurian can be a little bit too, literal, right? So here with the 2 of Swords, it is becoming too stubborn. It has to be just like this. It has to be just like this. And Spirit is saying why. We can have dreams of love and dreams of connection that we set out into the universe when we were 15 years old, when love looked a very certain way. All the rom-coms, all the, Disney stories, all the fairy tales we grew up on, love looked a very certain way, and a different way than sometimes we see love as we grow older and as we step into what our soul wants. So being aware of that and being kind to ourselves is going to be very important. It moves us to our subconscious spirit message, and it is the eagle. You are learning all aspects of spiritual connection and reaching new heights, and you are. Spirit is opening to you, and you are seeing different ways of moving forward, and you are seeing different powers that guide you. Spirit is moving you to new heights because it is saying it is time to release. It is time to release the baggage of the heart. It is time to let yourself open to the healing of love. And it can feel chaotic. It can feel like a dry spell. Venus retrograde can feel like, oh my gosh, I'm not meeting anybody, right? If we're in a relationship, if we're not in a relationship, right, it can feel like we're not meeting anybody. If we're in a relationship, we can be having tiffs with our partner, things that just haven't been said and that have been, building up can start coming out. We can feel like, I need a break. I need to be on my own for a little bit. It doesn't mean we have to do anything, dramatic. It can just be, what, I'm going to go and sleep in, on the couch or in the other room type of deal, because I just need some alone space, because a lot of energy, a lot of emotions are really powerfully around me, and I need to be able to calm them, and I need to be alone with me for just a minute, So a staycation can be, very important for us if we can afford it. If we can't afford it, then it is being able to have times in meditation, having times connecting with ourselves, going for a walk, and the other person being like, oh, me too. It's like, no, 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 no. I'm going for a walk. You can stay here, type of thing. And then we have the unloaded, life purpose come forward with the third chakra. And this is speaking our purpose. And why I say unloaded, right? Who doesn't want to know their life purpose? So when the third chakra comes forward and subconsciously it's our life purpose, it's like, well, what the heck is that? Like, I want my life purpose. I want to know exactly what to do. I would like you to give me a schedule. I will adhere to it perfectly. I promise. Just tell me my life purpose. And that's what we can feel during this time. Just tell me how to make it perfect. And here's the thing. It's life. It's never going to be perfect. We have moments of perfection, moments that we want to capture forever and ever and ever. But this life purpose is embracing our voice. It's learning how to say what it is that we want. It's creating clear boundaries. And it is also letting ourselves be us and not being afraid to let ourselves shine, but also to see the shadows of things, to see the complexity of things. It moves us to the energy to be mindful of. Oh, this is really interesting because Aries had the same energy to be mindful of. So if you have Aries in your chart or you're born on the cusp, Taurus, check that out, because the King of Cups is like emotional manipulation, but it is also love bombing. Be mindful about this because you're a straight shooter, Taurus. You really are. Like Aries is a straight shooter too, right? And this is somebody who's playing a different game, and you're not going to realize it. So just be mindful about this during this time. Be mindful that what they say and how they act align, and that you're not always making excuses for them. Also be mindful of in past relationships, in past situations, where have you made excuses for people, situations, things, and is that a pattern? Are you smoothing it over to keep everything, copacetic? So just be aware of that. This is water sign energy, Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer. Our subconscious tarot message is us, the Queen of Earth. We are coming through as a queen. We are represented by we are an earth sign, right? Represented by the Pentacles in the minor arcana. It doesn't matter how we identify ourselves. Coming through as the Queen of Earth in this period, embracing the Venus energy, right? Of the Venus retrograde. Means that we come through as very nurturing energy. So it doesn't matter if we are male or female, or again, however we identify ourselves. It matters that we are embracing our heart, that we are nurturing the seeds that we are moving forward in, nurturing the seeds that we are planting, and really embracing what we want for our lives and for ourselves. So the Queen of Earth is us during this time saying, what seeds do I want to plant? How am I moving things forward? And we are embracing a calm and a gentleness. Think of a beautiful garden and think of the time it takes to mend and tend that garden, because the weeds grow instantaneously, right? So we have something to focus our energy on, this garden that we are planting of emotions, of connections, and we are weeding out what just isn't welcome anymore. And we are doing so in a grounding, loving way. All right, Taurus, I hope this reading has resonated with you. I wish you nothing but light, love, peace, and happiness. May harmony always be with you. I am sending loving, healing energy to each and every one of you. I love you all, and stay safe. Let's end this reading with a meditation, a clearing away of negative energy, a raising of our positive energy as we embrace the power, intensity, and beauty of this Venus retrograde and of ourselves. Now, again, this is the time, if you are sound sensitive, to mute the reading. Unmute it when you see me pick up the singing bowl, or just unmute it at the end. So let's take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. May you move forward in peace and in harmony, Taurus. May blessings and prosperity always be with you. I love you all. Have a blessed Venus retrograde. Bye. Boop.